play against the Chicago White Sox. Moments away on 2K Sports.
Right, next here on 2K Sports. Know the fans up there.
Sunday afternoon. Great game ahead. 2K Sports with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. I'm Gary Thorne. Hi, everybody. He is electric. That describes Jake Peavy. He's out there on the mound, and we'll have a chance to watch it. U.S. Cellular Field on the south side in Chicago with the White Sox. Steve, getting ready for this ball game. What do you think he's prepared to do against this Florida team?
Well, a good right-handed pitcher on the mound right here facing this lineup that can score some runs. It's going to be critical for him to keep the ball down in the zone and pitch to his capabilities. If he does that, he should have success.
Scouting report, John. How about some picks?
Well, kids, when you're watching this game today, just watch the at-bats by Joe Mauer. It doesn't matter if it's a lefty or righty. This swing is one of the best swings in all of baseball. It generates a lot of power, but he also, when he has that opportunity to drive in runs, he'll shorten it up just to take what the pitcher gives him to deliver for his team.
Coronado gets a shot here.
When he's on,
last outing for the White Sox proved to be a win. In charge here in this series, a chance to sweep 3-0 if they can get the win against the Marlins.
Well, and this hasn't been the year for this club so far. Last place right now in their division, and they just kind of seen this situation coming the way they've been playing.
Well, we've got 1-0 as we get going here. John, they certainly have. Unfortunately for them, they are the team other teams want to play.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, pitching, hitting, pretty much every phase of the game has been inconsistent or just bad.
It's been inconsistent this year. When you think about the Florida management, I've been checking out some of the ownership situation.
1-1 on the way.
Let's see what happens.
Up the middle. Oh, my. That almost got him. I don't know how he got out of the way. And now's a good time to take a brief look how the White Sox stack up defensively. What do you like out there, Steve?
Well, they're confident with Alex Rios out there. Just a solid all-around defender with a strong throwing arm. He's a quality defensive player.
Yeah, Rios has always been a great outfielder, man. He's showing it with the White Sox.
And in the batter's box, it's Castro.
Yeah, Starlin Castro.
Runner on first base, nobody out.
2010 became a big star with the Cubs, but he had some injury problems.
At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Fouled away.
And I think with baseball nowadays, when you think of Starlin Castro, when you think of the Florida Marlins, even the Miami Marlins nowadays,
here it comes.
They're still struggling.
0-1 is a slider for a called strike.
This is where you want to go with the breaking ball, to the outside corner. Paint the black, get the call. The hitter gave up on it. He got the pitch he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Got him. 1 away.
Well, that's what you want is efficiency. You always want to try to retire a hitter on 3 pitches or less. If you can get it with a strikeout, you'll take that too.
Nothing like a strikeout.
There's a runner on for Joe Mauer. Lifetime, he's picked up no hits, 3 at-bats off Jake Peavy.
You know, Joe's one of the best home run hitters in MLB history. You think of Carl Fisk.
Mauer will take that one low.
Let's see if he can make some adjustments in the game today. Struck out twice last night and got fooled at the plate, so he's got to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, Mauer's a great hitter. He hits right pitches.
And Peavy with a 1-0 delivery. That ball is belted deep left center. That ball is way back there. And so they jump out to the 2-0 lead. Wow, what a great time for a 2-run shot like that.
Now, Joe just showing why he won the MVP in 2010. That's a big home run like that. That's what it's all about. Now retired, future Hall of Famer. Mr. Minnesota, Mr. Baseball.
Home run coming with a runner on. That's good for 2.
Yeah, good start.
Let's see the impact it has on our Pepsi WPA graph.
A great piece of hitting right there. He turns on that one, rotates the hips, and drives the ball.
And that's going to give them the lead here, and an early lead.
I'm going to see if they can tack on a few more here in the first to put the pressure on. Marlins offense coming together right here, Gary, able to take the lead. Now they want to ride this momentum and see if they can extend it.
1 out, bases empty. The pitch looked like a cutter that time for a called strike. Steve, they'd love to see their bats going here. You just love to get a big jump in a ball game.
Now, you know, you have to wonder whether nerves are a factor here in the first inning and affecting the way these pitchers are going at it.
Yeah, it is, definitely. Especially one of the game's best, Jake Peavy.
Good eye by Ryan Howard. Lays off that one, and we're even.
He tried to backdoor that pitch, but left it out and away.
That's the thing. When you're going up to bat, you see a pitch going all the way over the other side of the plate. That's when I used to strike out high. That's what you got to be patient.
1-1 delivery. A fastball taken for a strike. 1-2.
Now had the hat trick last night, striking out 3 times in that ball game, and see if he can't make some adjustments today.
When you look at a guy like Ryan Howard, he became a great hitter because of a great hitting coach / manager.
Swing and a miss on the cutter that time. 2 down.
A pretty healthy break, 88-mile-per-hour breaking ball.
Fantastic piece of pitching to get that out, John.
Well, that's the part of pitching you love. He's looking for a fastball. He's expecting a fastball, and then just dropped one right off the table. What a pitch.
And it's the monster batting.
Now the monster, Mike Nimicino, is one of the great young talents in all of baseball.
And swing and a miss on Peavy's pitch. 0-1. Gets him to commit to that pitch, and he's down 0-2. The pitch. The slider swung on and missed. Struck him out. Side gone. Great offense early. First inning sees the first 2 runs of this game. Florida is ahead
Nothing like the long ball,
2-0.
Gary, and that's what we love to see. Home run here at US Cellular Field. Beautiful ball. I remember watching these games on WGN, in Chicago. It's just awesome.
And we'll take a look at the starting pitcher for Florida. And as he looks at this White Sox lineup, what are they going to see from him today?
I think, Gary, we're going to look for this lefty to back some of these hitters off the plate to make them uncomfortable, because if they're comfortable, they've got a chance to do some real damage against them.
And Alex Cerrillos to lead off in the top 10 in hits.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Alex Cerrillos, if he's locked in today, he can do some serious damage. And when you think of the Chicago White Sox, you think of Frank Thomas, you think of Paul Konerko when they won the World Series in 2005. It's been a great moment for Chicago sports, and the Cubs win it in 2006.
And he starts Rios out. Fastball in there for a called strike.
I really feel when the Chicago White Sox won the World Series in 2005, it was just a good situation for the people that live in Chicago. The north side, the south side, no matter what side. The Bears have been long suffering. The Bulls haven't won anything since 1998 under the Jordan era. It was good to see them win that World Series. It was special.
Pitch on the way. This one's grounded hard up the middle. 1 away. Lineup for the White Sox. Let's take a look. It is courtesy of Pepsi. And our scouting report, John, who are we watching for today?
Well, when you look at a lineup and how it's constructed, we always look at is how does he hit? But let's take a look at Brandon Inge and what he can do defensively. Even if he's not swinging the bat, he's one of the best third basemen in baseball. And watch him take a ball down the line and watch that cannon of an arm, he can really put it on you.
And it's Alexei Ramirez now. 1 away.
Such a great
And Alexei
player.
Ramirez was a guy who struggled in the first half of the season for the Chicago White Sox, got dropped in the batting order, and then in the second half started picking it up a little bit in 2009.
That one's in the dirt. Nice stop. Another young star in Alexei Ramirez came out of the Cuban national baseball program. Obviously, they have to defect to get to Major League Baseball.
And anytime a team is going to build and build for the future, you want young players, and you want young players up the middle, and that's what Alexei Ramirez gives the Chicago.
Swing and a hot shot. And that's a base hit. Ramirez on board with the single. Got a chance to check out the Marlins now. Here's how they look defensively. Any picks here, Steve?
Joe Mauer behind the plate can really handle the pitching staff. He also has a very good throwing arm. That's uncommon for a guy 6'5" with such a long delivery.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He has a great arm. I remember watching
Vera at the plate.
One game, and Mauer he threw out the one at first. And then he
One
threw
down,
out
runner at first.
Same inning. Kind of remind you of Pudge. Pudge had the strongest arm, just a little guy. Joe Mauer, 6'5", the guy can be a football player, and but his height. It's just amazing what Joe can do.
Here's the pitch. Lined right at the second baseman.
Let's take a chance now to take a look at where the White Sox sit today in the rankings in the American League. First in home runs, first in slugging percentage, and they're ranked 3rd in batting average. Really a tribute to the depth of this lineup and the ability for all of these guys to put the ball in play.
2 men on, 1 out. Fastball in there, 0-1.
This is the go-to pitch for many pitchers in the major league. The fastball down and away. When in doubt, that's where you go.
Lined up the middle, and that looks like an RBI and a single.
Well, now after giving up 3 straight hits, the manager has to start thinking about getting somebody up in the pen.
One out with runners at first and second. Starts him off with one at the knees for a strike. Here's the pitch. Here's a big swing and a miss. 0-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball, second out in the inning.
Well, good sequence of pitches right there, using location and selection to get the strikeout.
Alonso up now. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Swung on, that is hit. Throw over to second base, a force to retire the side. They pick up 1 on 3 hits, strand a man. The White Sox are not going to concede this. They've made a pretty good chunk out of that lead. Turner is the batter now.
Right fielder, number 27, Juan Turner.
At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Well, a great pitch and a great strike right there to get that pitch down and away. Look, if you can throw it out there consistently, you keep doing it, you're going to have a lot of success.
Good cut fastball that time. He's in control with the count at 0-2.
Tough spot for the hitter right here, down 0-2. You got to foul off that tough pitch if you have to.
Swing and a miss on the sinker. 1 away.
Well, you like to see your pitcher strike guys out. You like to see him keep the pitch count down. He did both.
Big smile in the dugout over there. That's a domination in that effort by the pitcher. It's Soriano at the plate. He went 2 for 6 last year against Peavy. Cut fastball in there for a called strike.
Well, if he can throw this cutter down and away like this, he's going to be very effective. That's an outstanding pitch.
Here's the pitch. Has a big rip at that, but he's in the hole now. 0-2.
Let's see if they go right at him or if they're going to waste a pitch. They're way ahead right now.
That ball swung on, hit. Rios to field it. It's caught. And a brief moment to check out the teams atop the batting average list. The Marlins, number 1. The Rockies in second. The Braves third. The Cardinals fourth. And it's the D-backs. They are 5th.
Well, as a team, these guys really swing the bat from top to bottom. They find a way to put it in play and find holes out there. When you do that, you've got a chance to score a lot of runs.
Lisan gets a turn here. Swings and misses the slider. 0-1.
Well, that's a pretty good pitch right there. He got that slider in the strike zone. He got the hitter out in front to swing early.
Swung on, a fly ball down the left field line. And that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Jake Peavy. He's controlled his bag now. No runs, second. Tag for a deuce in the first. And it'll be the White Sox. And Beckham's in the box.
Second base, number 15, Jordan Beckham.
On the way. That's at the knees for a called strike.
Some guys really like the low fastball. In this situation, though, he ends up taking the pitch.
That's swung on and a liner here. Base hit into right. He throws. Doesn't get there in time. He is on. That'll bring Brandon Inge up.
Well, a great job right there by the first hitter in this inning to get on base. And, you know, a lot of big innings are started with that first guy getting on. And you have 1 or 2 big innings in a game, and that can be the difference in the outcome.
Just missed with the fastball, 1-0. Ready with a 1-0. Swing, hot shot. He plays it on the hop. The second, there's one. And the deuce, a double play.
Wow, beautiful looking double play right there. A pitcher's best friend.
That shortens the inning, shortens the number of pitches that have to be thrown. It's all about defense. It's going to be Brzezinski. 2 outs, bases empty. Hot shot towards the hole. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. Only 5 pitches to get out of that inning. That'll rest your arm. Marlins still enjoying this lead. In the box, their rookie second baseman.
Second baseman, number 57.
This is a guy that's been in the Miami farm system for the last couple years.
Swung on and missed. Peavy getting it by.
I think with Virginia, it's all about culture. That's one thing he grew up in. Big fan. Sometimes we bond them in my past. So it's great moments.
Swing and a shot to third. And his throw gets him one away.
Center fielder, number 12.
Coronado
Andrew
is batting.
Coronado.
Had a base hit his last time up.
I gotta admit, so far
Nobody
this
on
season,
base, one away.
Andrew Coronado has done pretty good. He's got 408. Team's really
First
struggling.
pitch.
See what happens.
First pitch, a slider for a called strike.
Pitching coaches love it when you can throw it down and away consistently. He got it done right there.
Oh, he sure did. And that's what I love about Jake Peavy. He always brings it
The
every
pitch.
single time.
And that's a strike. Well, maybe someone ought to have him step out for just a minute. He went after one in the dirt.
Well, when you're as good as this guy, Jake Peavy, he just doesn't take any prisoner. He gets the job done.
Smash towards the middle. And that one is in there. His second hit today.
At the plate.
Well, the National League has some real tough teams, certainly. And let's take a look at where the Florida Marlins sit among those teams. First in batting average, first in on-base percentage, and they're the number 2 team in hits. This is a lineup that gets men on base by putting the ball in play and making contact.
That's the thing that's great about the Marlins. Over the years, they're good at generating runs.
Now Brzezinski positions himself. Nope, that one not in there. Peavy missing.
I mean, a hit right now would be great for Cashman. He's struggling over the last.
He delivers. A shot up the middle. It's scooped up. That's one out. And they get it. They turn 2. 7 pitches and it's done. That's how you save your arm and go deep into a game.
That's what it's all about.
4-2. The
1,
White
2,
Sox
3.
won. And if you're just joining our 2K Sports Major League Baseball broadcast with John Kruk and Steve Phillips, I'm Gary Thorne.
Rios.
And Alex Rios to lead off. His career batting average, 400 against the Marlins.
You know, he eats up the Marlins. When you hit 400, you got to just amazing. But you see what Alex Rios can do. Even with his time with the Blue Jays, he showed that potential. But throughout his career, he just was inconsistent. We've seen it with great young center fielders, great outfielders over the years. But I think with Rios tonight, he's showing he loves to hit.
The pitch, hit in the air to center field. So Rios is set down. That's one down.
Number 10.
And it's Alexei Ramirez now, one away. He gets across the plate. He leads the entire division in runs.
Yeah, the thing I loved about Alexei Ramirez when he played, I remember watching the World Baseball Classic in 2009, and Alexei Ramirez was just awesome for Cuba. I mean, they had some great ones there. I mean, and he really shined. You know, Yoenis Cespedes, few other big names that were on the team, but Ramirez really.
And Ramirez settles in. First pitch.
For Cuba.
Smashes that one towards the shortstop. Now it's 2 away. And as May winds down, let's see how the standings are in the Central Division, courtesy of State Farm. The Tigers in first. In second place, it's the Indians. Twins in the third spot. In fourth place, it's the Royals. And wrapping up the list, it's the White Sox. 2 outs and nobody on.
And one thing you got to look at that schedule and look at the standings. You look at the White Sox; they're really struggling this year. 17 wins so far this year. You just never know in this game. Sometimes you have to get up to a good start, but so far in this season, they haven't been looking like the Chicago White Sox.
And the first pitch, hit up the middle, and that is in there. The tying run is on base.
Well, after 2 outs, they finally got a man on board right here in this inning. So let's see if they can get back-to-back hits going and maybe get some momentum.
Well, we can see about Adam Benintendi winning the World
runner on
Series
first
Red Sox
with 2
in
outs.
2013 and being a very, very good outfielder. One of their great young pieces they went throughout the future. But, the last few years he's been on pretty much a journeyman. So, Benintendi now with the White Sox, we'll see what he can do here in 2023.
Here's the first pitch. He swings on that 0-0 delivery, misses the fastball. Strike one. Called strike on a fastball, and it's 0-2.
You can really stay out of big trouble in the big inning if you can spot your fastball down in the zone.
And the important thing about Cesar Hogan, he is really learning how to pitch. The guy throws 100 miles an hour, but it's all about location. He's working it.
Slider swung on and missed. Struck him out. That's going to retire the side. No
See
runs
that,
on the
Gary?
base hit. They leave one man on at first. The Marlins still lead. Things will start getting a little more difficult. Third man in the lineup coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Mauer leading it up.
Number 11, Joe Mauer.
One thing that's great about Joe Mauer, he got to play for the team he grew up cheering for the Minnesota Twins. We'll see what he can do here tonight.
At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Hit sharply towards the hole. And it gets through. 2 for 2. And that'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. Struck out swinging his last time up.
I think Ryan is playing amazing for the Marlins for this year. He's 10 home runs, he's got 229. That's a few
Okay, you can look at it a couple ways. You can say, look, we've got the lead. Let's play for another big hit here. Or you can turn it off with the pedal to the metal and keep the offense going. I want to see him run. I think this is the time to get him going.
Not a bad idea. Joe's not quite fleet of foot like most base runners, but catchers have never been good runners, that's for sure.
Here's the pitch. And it's 0-2. Ryan Howard. He'll be swinging at anything close here.
And I think the important thing for Ryan Howard is if he can get a hit here, it would be so important for the Marlins. You just never know in this game. Just get us win.
Well hit towards the middle. That's one. Over to first and safe. Very close play. They will not get the double play.
Designated hitter, number 90, the Monster.
Wow, that was a close play. Ramirez trying to make it fancy dancing with a double play, but Howard hustled down the line and squeezed.
That's a really good pitch, Steve, on an 0-2 offering to keep that down and in.
That's a perfect pitcher's pitch. At this point, you've got to tip your hat to the batter. That's a solid job.
Yeah, that was nice.
Here's the first pitch. Called strike, and Peavy's got him 0-1.
Well, Nembachino, he's played pretty good. He's up in the big leagues now. He was in the minor leagues for a while. He struggled, but now he's
Pitch
getting
on the
a chance
way.
big time.
Good hard sinker that time, in control in the count now, 0-2.
You know a good movie that came out in 1990? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of my all-time favorites. Man, that was a good movie. This year, Turtles coming back.
Sinker swung on, missed. That's out number
Could be
2.
interesting.
Usually a ground ball pitcher with the sinker ball in his repertoire, but today getting the strikeouts, his 5th punch out on the sinker.
2 outs and a man on first.
He's getting strikeouts. The thing about Jake Peavy, what's what?
Here's the pitch. Sinker's in there. No balls and a strike.
The sinker's one of the toughest pitches to hit in baseball. But Turner, he just needs to get a hit.
Horrible pitch, but he went after it. It's a strike.
You know, the cutter's such a difficult pitch because it's just like a sweeping fastball. It just drops off the plate. Never easy to hit.
Slider called. Strike 3. Side is retired. Solid outing moves on here. Jake Peavy.
You know,
And it'll
Peavy's
be the White
delivering
Sox.
the goods. It's where they loved him in San Diego, the former pod.
Clear skies and U.S. Cellular Field on the menu for this afternoon. Glad to have you with us.
Donnie King.
Well, it's a beautiful ballpark there, Gary. There's no doubt in my mind. I think U.S. Cellular Field
King
is
at
the
the
top
plate.
ballpark.
He'll lead
in
off
all
the
of
fourth
history.
for the home team.
I think Donnie King is one of the king. He's the king, man. He's a power hitter. Reminds you of, Jim Thome in that stance, similar to Babe Ruth. He just goes all out.
And the first pitch. Swings and grounds this one to the right side. Foul. The pitch towards the middle. And that puts that potential tying run on base. Look at the lineups who have been pounding the ball over the last 10 games, courtesy of State Farm. Rays #1, the Mariners in second, the Orioles third, fourth the White Sox, and for the Tigers, fifth.
With this sort of power, these teams have the ability to score runs in ways different than other teams because they're in scoring position when they stand at home plate because of that ability to hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, when you have that type of power, it goes a long way. And the most important thing for the White Sox is if they can continue to do that, they'll do good this season. They'll still have a chance at the playoffs, or they might accelerate as the
First pitch, here it comes. Watches that fastball. That goes by him for a strike. Here's the delivery. This one's grounded hard up the middle. Over to second for 1. And 2. Double play. And that one's got to be a candidate for play of the week, Steve.
Well, you talk about shifting momentum. You get the ground ball double play, and all of a sudden you're back in the dugout ready to hit.
And Beckham's in the
former
box.
infielder. I missed those days when I played second base. Getting that double play, just turning around and throwing the
Base
ball
is empty with 2 outs.
from the shortstop. That was one thing I always remembered in my years in the Bruins. I can remember doing the double play. That was something I will never forget. That was a cool moment.
And here's the first one. Sinker swung on, missed, 0-1. He deals. Swung on, hit in the air to right center. And the side's retired as they head into the dugout. No runs, 1 hit, and no one left on base. The Marlins still lead. And Alfonso Soriano to that.
Fielder, number 50.
Alfonso Soriano hitting home runs like he did back in the day with the Yankees. Of course, it's time.
At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. And he lays off one low, 1-0.
Wow, he had some good bite on that one right there, but the hitter wouldn't chase it.
The thing about Alfonso Soriano, he's
Now
had some
Brzezinski
injuries
sets
throughout
up.
his career, but he couldn't really find a position.
And Soriano with a swing and a miss for a strike. The count evens up. 4 for 12 last season against the White Sox here in Chicago.
Yeah, he's kind of struggled in Chicago.
1-1 pitch.
He's a guy that's been real
Swing and a bouncer up the middle. And that's in plenty of time for the out. Here's a look at the standings in the Eastern Division. Races May's winding down. Brought to you by State Farm. First place, the Braves. In second place, it's the Phillies. Third place, the Mets. In fourth place, it's the Nationals. And the Marlins, they are in last place.
What's interesting about the Marlins is
1 out, nobody on.
There's no doubt in my mind that the Marlins can be a better team. They're only 3 games back
And the first
of
pitch.
the Braves. Just kind of put it together.
Well hit towards the middle. That looks like a single. Fielded by Ramirez.
Now, sometimes you make a great pitch, and the hitter just happens to be lucky at this particular time. This is one of those balls that was hit in no man's land. Not a play could be made on it. That's why he's on first base.
1 out, man on
That's a good
first.
piece to hit. There's no doubt in my mind. That was nice. That's what you got to do. You gotta
First
be
pitch to
aggressive.
him. Cut fastball, swung on and missed, 0-1.
Well, as a hitter, if you're looking for something off speed, you don't swing at anything hard. But that's what he did. He wasn't expecting that speed, and he swung late.
Yeah, Coomer's a good hitter. It's all about timing. Big leagues.
At the
Minor
belt,
leagues, it's a little
Peavy
quicker.
kicks and throws. Here's a swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-2. Sinker, swung on, missed. That's out number 2.
Well, just a great sequence of pitches. 3 good choices by the pitcher and the catcher, and he finishes them off quickly.
All pitchers love that. Those are short at-bats. You get it done in a hurry. 2 outs and a man on first.
It's nothing like it. Quick work.
Here's the first pitch. Fastball is downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, that's the pitch you want for the ground ball out. That two-seam fastball at the bottom of the strike zone. Just couldn't quite catch the plate. Good eye by the hitter.
The 1-0 delivery, a curveball taken for a strike.
One thing about Andrew Coronado, I think he's a guy that's gap-to-gap hitter. And if anything close in the middle, he'll take it up the ball.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded towards the hole. Throws on to first, side is retired. So Jake Peavy holding it down. He's got 7 Ks in this game, and it'll be the White Sox.
Jake, I love how he delivers the goods every single time. Quick, quick, quick.
Look at the manager, Isaac Guillen.
Third base.
He knows he's going to have to get more innings like that last one and have some production to tie this one up.
You know, Isaac Guillen's always been a character in Major League Baseball. From his time when he managed the White Sox in the World Series to his time when he was a player for the Yankees.
And
the
Brandon
White Sox.
Inge at the plate.
Well, if you weren't watching last night, you may not know he had 2 RBIs in that ballgame.
Yeah, he sure did. You know, the thing about Brandon Inge, he's been a guy that, you know, has always been looked over. You know, been snubbed a few times for the All-Star games. He started his career with a team that was terrible in Detroit for at least 3 years, and then became good in 2006. But he's always been a guy that has always tried to work his way to become
And
a
Inge
star
settles in for the
baseball.
first pitch. Fastball just misses. 1-0. Lifetime 231 off Florida. Now the 1-0 pitch. And Inge swings and misses at that one. That evens up the count.
Yeah, and you look at that pitch. That was just amazing. I mean, that was a curveball. I mean, a curveball has been one of the toughest pitches, I think, in the history of baseball. I've always tried to figure out.
Now the 1-1 pitch. That one goes all the way back to the screen. It's a ball. Two 1 on the way. And now the count goes to 3-1. Brandon Inge with a hitter's count.
Oh, it's a great fastball right there, down in the strike zone. Now there's so many ways to go. Let's see how he comes back to attack this hitter.
3-1 is a slider that's by him. 3-2.
The amazing pitcher, that pitch slider, it was just went up and went down and went different circles. I mean, it's just amazing what he can do.
Payoff pitch coming. Count holds at 3-2.
You know, Oregon might have a 1-6 record so far this year, but it doesn't mean he hasn't been good. The former Yankees given the Marlins everything he got. It's just his team's been terrible.
And the leadoff man's job, get on base. He does it there with ball 4.
Walking the leadoff man, it's not a good sign.
Well, you just saw a great deal of plate discipline right there on the hitter. Maybe a little fatigue on the pitcher's part. They're not used to throwing that many pitches in one at bat, but the hitter wins it and gets that base on balls.
Yeah, that's what it is. It truly is a battle up there. And you saw what happened. There's good patience from the engine. He gets on base. That's what you want to see, and that's what you're going to get. Great pitching.
And here's the pitch. And that swung on and missed. 0-1.
Oh, Gary, that walk right there is the tying run in this game. That's not how you want to make the opposition do it. Make them earn it.
Yeah, they're not making it happen tonight, Steven. At the end of the day, it's all about confidence.
And here's the delivery. On the ground to short. He's up with it. That's one out. Back to first, not in time. Not quick enough on the relay.
Number 51, Alex Rios.
1 out. Runner on at first.
Now Rios has a chance to make this game really get it rolling.
And he starts Rios out. Watches a fastball that's in there. 0-1.
And the 2009 season was a big disappointment for Alex Rios, starting out with the Toronto Blue Jays and then continuing on when he got traded to the Chicago White Sox at the trade deadline. Things just didn't get better in either place.
Yeah, I think with Rios, it's always been about his confidence, and you saw in 2009 why they had to trade him in Toronto. He just was not producing.
That's a strike, and it's 0-2. Time for Rios now to protect. Rios, just a .247 batting average last year. Nobody expected that.
No, not at all. And this is a guy who's a former All-Star. You looked at him in Toronto and you thought we can build a team around him in Toronto. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, that's true. And I knew from the general manager at the time of the Blue Jays, Gord Ash, former Milwaukee general manager. And he said in an interview that the thing about Rios is it's confidence and believing in himself, and I just don't think he believed himself at all.
Swing and lined up the middle, and that is in there. The go-ahead run on board. That will bring up the big bat in a big moment. Alexei Ramirez.
Well, that pitch down and away is the toughest in the game to hit. A perfect pitch from the pitcher. Great piece of hitting.
And keep that in mind. Next time around, we'll see whether or not he changes up and how he throws to this guy. He's a big home run guy, top 10 in the league right now.
He's a big bopper. Not about it, man. Ramirez, when the bases, you got 2 on, you got 1 away. This is when Ramirez really brings.
Here's the pitch. Here's a swing, a fly ball deep down the line and right. One bounce onto the wall. And here's Pierzynski heading home. And Pierzynski comes in. Situations repeating themselves here. A chance to produce, and they are.
Consistency, professionalism. He never seems to give up an at-bat, Gary. He's so locked in this year.
He decides to go in feet first. Second base gets the double.
That's one of those plays you have to make the decision and commit to sliding. You don't want to get caught in between and risk an injury.
A lot harder to put that tag on a sliding player than one coming in straight up. Runners on second and third, 1 down.
You know, Dimitri Guerra has done good tonight. He's got a few hits. He's really been good throughout this homestand for the White Sox. Can he continue the magic? That's the most.
And here's the first one. Swings at that fastball and misses. 0-1.
Well, if you're going to be late on the fastball, you're going to have trouble hitting up here, and he's struggling right now.
That's what it is, John. And there's no doubt that the fastball is one of the toughest pitches in
Here it
all
comes.
the sports league.
Lays off that fastball, and it's 0-2.
They set up down and away. They throw it down and away. That's how you can be effective as a major league pitcher.
That's right.
That's in the dirt. He traps it. The 1-2 pitch. Hit hard to second. He's up with it. On to Howard. Out number 2. He comes in to score. They're going to get the lead. Up again, their DH. Offensive production. Boy, does that look good as you move along later into a ball game and they've got a lead.
I'll tell you what, Gary, we're seeing a solid, consistent, professional approach from these hitters, and it's paying off because they now have the lead.
Hit in the air, in right, foul territory.
A good-looking catch in the stands right there. They're paying attention out there.
Tell you, these fans are getting better every year, and they know right where the camera is.
Well, you know what? The celebration, every time somebody in the stands gets a ball, they jump up and down like it's Christmas.
No doubt about it. I remember going to these games when I was a kid. It was always fun to go to minor league ball games. It's still fun, you know, go with your friends, you go with your family. Those are the great moments in baseball. See it all the time watching Sports Center, watching the highlights of the night.
Looks at a fastball in there, and it's quickly 0-2. Consistency matters. Don't give up at bats, and he didn't.
That's right. Consistency is the difference between the good teams and the bad teams. Let's see if the consistency continues.
Yeah, you see that. It's a long season. 162 games is a long season. And trust me, there's going to be some bumps along the way.
And the sinker swung on and missed. Side retired. They score 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left on. The White Sox leading now. They've got the momentum. Batters 2 through 4 coming right up.
It's been a heck of a game, folks. Thanks for watching. See you next time, folks, for the XMLB 2K game experience. March Madness begins tomorrow, folks, on TNT.
And in the batter's box, it's Castro. 0 for 2 thus far.
TBS.